Thank you, Cecil. From Cecil's report to a story you will see only here on the DBS News World. Now deceased former Education Minister Louis George has left some food for thought for his fellow St. Lucians. Mr. George, who served in public office for over 20 years in ministerial positions, including that of Deputy Prime Minister under a Sir John Compton administration, said St. Lucians must start taking responsibility for their own health. Louis George, who was a chronic diabetic, made the comments decidedly in an exclusive interview with me 1 year ago, in which he also articulated how he wished to be remembered.
I want to be remembered as that person who lived in the community. I made a modest contribution at the community level. I had an opportunity to interface at the national level. I did make a small contribution, and I think the time will come when I will move on.
Louis George, who died on Thursday, January 2nd, 2014, told me his final wishes do not include any of the usual pomp and ceremony associated with the passing of public officials.
I do not want any of the fanfare associated with people who have been in public life and so on. Just simple. I lived in Miku, and hopefully I will die in Miku, and I want to remain there.
His desire to die and remain in Micoud is deeply rooted in his legacy of representing the Micoud North constituents for some 20 years as their elected representative. He retired from public life 13 years ago after suffering several complications arising from type 1 diabetes.
The untimely departure was a little regrettable. But lifestyle diseases and public life, they don't go together. Because
so it took a toll?
Oh, it did, without a doubt.
Diabetes and its related complications consumed much of Mr. George's time and financial resources. In retirement, he lost both legs owing to diabetes, and for more than 20 years had received dialysis, kidney replacement therapy, also owing to the disease. The majority of his health care was received privately, much to his financial demise.
A former Deputy Prime Minister, I think basic health care is something that you earned after serving 20 years in office.
Not in St. Lucia. Not in St. Lucia. I have carried the burden of my medical condition from day one up to now without an iota of assistance from the government that I was a part of and subsequent governments that have come into St. Lucia. Not one.
Does that pain your heart?
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
Because I console myself with the fact that when I served in government, at the end of the month, I received the salary. Okay. It was not voluntary service. And I believe that nobody owes me any favor.
Less than 6 months after this interview with Mr. George, his private health care ceased due to the mounting financial costs. And he had a close call when he was forced to wait some 5 days undialyzed for government-subsidized dialysis treatment. Now that he is gone, his wish is for a simple send-off, void of any fanfare in the community where he lived and served.
Now, this is not a reflection of how, of any level of disappointment and sadness and so on. This is me, and that is how I want it to be.